Hello, Railgan here again. This time I'm analyzing a complete ZvT game where I start with the 3 Roach opener and I show you all the interactions, everything that happens all the way in this pretty decent game between Grandmaster Zerg and the Grandmaster Terran. I start with my hatch pool gas opener. I built my Roach one. I put the one drone in the gas as you've already seen in the first video that I posted. On the Terran side you can see a standard Reaper opener with a CC expand, so it's a pretty standard game so far. You can see that his Reaper is going along the bottom half and my Lynx are going along the top half to try and do damage where he is. At home I'm building my 3 queens. I'm defending his Reaper with 1 queen and I sadly didn't manage to get either the SCV nor the Marine. Was a little bit unlucky. My 3 Roaches walk across the map. I keep mining gas. I keep injecting as good as I can. And I start a really early lair. This is going to be key. Now, the Reaper takes 4 Roach shots to kill, so my 3 Roaches will not be able to kill it unless the Terran makes a mistake. Which this Terran does not, sadly. I managed to get 1 SCV there. I think I managed to get a second SCV, and if we look at the resources lost, I'm a little bit ahead, but nothing major. I think I even get a third one. Yes, I do. But what I've done so far is deny mining at his natural. It means that I'm at least about even in terms of income, with the added effect that he has no scouting on me. He doesn't know if I take a fast third or if I get a lair. Now the Liberator is going to catch me a little bit off guard. I started a really fast Spire as soon as my lair finished, and I took 2 gases at around 330. And now I'm having trouble defending against the Liberator and Reaper, because I forgot to build a Spore, but that sort of thing just happens sometimes. You just need to know how to react. He saw that I built a Spire, which puts me in a little bit of a, I'd say a little bit of a bad position, but I'm still trying to somehow get out of it. I'm slowing down the game a bit at the moment just to explain. I'll speed it up again soon. Now, you see a lot of Marine tank on his side of the map. This is a pretty standard response to a lot of Roaches. Some Terrans also go Marauders, but against Marauder players have a lot of problem with the Mutalisk follow-up. Marine tank does a little bit better. I'm delaying my third for quite some time until my Mutalisks are about ready to pop. And you can see that he is now repairing his Liberators, everything standard, he takes his first CC. So far, despite the weird opener, a pretty standard game. Now what I'm doing is I follow it up with 2 Evolution Chambers and Roach Speed while still maintaining 2 base saturation, and I'm trying to do as much damage with my Mutalisks as I can. He of course scouted everything, so he knew that Mutalisks were coming, which makes it pretty hard for me to do any type of damage to him. But I'm still kind of fine. I mean, I'm ahead in supply, my upgrades are only 20 seconds behind his, so I'm feeling pretty decent at the moment. At home you can see that I start my +1 attack and +1 armor for my Roaches. I morphed some Ravagers just to be safe. I'm throwing up my third. I will soon destroy these rocks over here. And I'm just trying to be as safe as I possibly can in this game. I'm now as I start to saturate my third, I'm building a little bit more Roaches. I want to be safe in case he attacks me. And it's always a little bit dangerous because a Terran can suddenly attack. They mostly try to hit timings, but there's always the oddball that just attacks. So I built a little bit more Roaches earlier rather than later. It was a mistake in this game, but it still ends up kind of fine. His +1/+1 is about to finish. He's patrolling with Liberators, sniping any Overlords he can. If you look at resources lost, I'm definitely behind. The Mutalisks put me a little bit behind because he scouted everything and reacted really well. Usually it doesn't end up looking this bad, it just kinda happened this way. But I'm still doing fine despite having a lot of resources lost. I'm in a very solid position. I lost more, but I also mined more. Now my +1/+1 is about to finish. I'm about to take my 4th base. And I'm speeding up the game a little bit for now. as soon as I'm starting to go near max, around 155 right now, in about 1 minute I'm going to be maxed, I'm starting to push out. I start my +2/+2, I push out, I try to attack him a little bit. You can see some Liberator play right here. The reaction is simple, you pull everything away and you try to take them out with queens. Meanwhile at the front I'm attacking him with Roach Ravager. Of course he has a really nice tank line right here. But seeing that all the tanks are here kinda leaves this space defenseless, which is how I'm going to react, I think. Actually I'm not going to attack the base right now. Instead I'm trying to drive away the Liberators with my queens that I built. Of course you can see my money is going up a little bit. I couldn't really inject because I had to deal with the Liberators, but the Liberators, even GM players make mistakes, they all died. Now you see this kind of dangerous marine army that I have to deal with. It's never a pleasant position to when you have to deal with a lot of marines, especially because of drops and they have tanks at home. So in this at this point of the game I'm a little bit unsure because I don't know if am I far behind, am I behind at all, but I felt pretty safe. I built a couple of corruptors to deal with his Liberators, which already died, so I don't really need them at all actually. And I'm beginning to take out his destructible debris. Going to attack the top half of this space to do damage to him. And over here you can see that he's starting to drop me. Now my response to drop is, to begin at the start I wasn't really sure how much is he actually dropping, I didn't pay proper attention, and then I just rallied a couple of roaches here to take out the drop, while I'm trying to take care of the destructible rocks and put on some pressure to him. Took my fourth, of course, just nicely saturated. I did not start any other tech yet. I'm still only have Roach Ravager and Corruptors. I cannot build Banelings, I don't have Speedlings, and I don't have an Infestation Pit. Over here you see more Marines getting ready to attack a base of mine, and here I just move in and I use my my Corrosive Bile to do a lot of damage to his units. Even though not all bile hits, not every bile shot hits, it kind of distracts him. And I was distracted a little bit myself because I had to deal with all these marines that are attacking me over here. And well, I lost a lot of queens there, let's just put it at that. But if you look at the supply, even though you see that I'm not really taking any good fights, I'm still ahead in supply, because I managed to take out a lot of his tanks with the bile, and his bio is starting to get really low, and I'm in a really good position right now, just with pure Roach Ravager, and my macro is complete garbage because I lost all my queens, so I cannot rebuild any of my units, which I think I might actually build a macro edge soon. Anyways, I'm now trying to just take out his tanks, do economic damage to him, attack him everywhere, rally my units across the map, and take him out if possible. Of course, it's never that easy. My macro is still garbage. So a Korean player like Solar would have like, how many are those? 20, 30 roaches more and would probably just A-move over him. Sadly not possible for me in this position. But here you see, after the Roach Ravager opener, the Mutalisks forced him to go to Liberators, and then the switch back into Roach enabled me to be in a decent spot with pure Roach Ravager against his Marine Tank Liberator army. Now, as Terrans like to do, he continues to drop me. I'm going to speed this up a little bit, because right now it's mostly a case of trying to macro back up again, trying to feel good again. He's dropping me, but I'm just taking them out with roaches. I don't pay too much attention to these drops. I just rally units there and lose a lot, but over here you can see that I'm just A-moving. I'm over his army, throw down a couple of piles, but that's mostly because I'm so far ahead at this point. The game is nearing its end. I could have A-moved over here and killed him, I think, but it's always hard to judge if he has 3 tanks on the high ground suddenly, I could fall behind and eventually lose the game, so I'm rather safe than sorry. I was a little bit scared that he might take a hidden base, but he didn't, so going to speed it up again a little bit. The Marines actually managed to take out this base, sadly enough. I have to deal with the drops. I get a little bit distracted in the by drops a lot, so I'm trying not to focus on them too much, and I built corruptors to deal with them. And now you see I'm maxed. He is pretty far from it. We lost about even in terms of resources, but I mined a lot more because I managed to always be aggressive while still defending the drops for the majority of the game. Here you see the spray, and the bile takes out the orbital command, and this is his last tank line. As always, if you try to attack a Terran, spread out your army, go in, shoot bile everywhere, and A-move over him. It's important that all your units can shoot and that you can spread out the splash damage a little bit. And if you're lucky, you even get BM'd, you get some salt. And I'm going to quickly summarize this game. I started off with a Roach opener, which did do a little bit of damage. My 2 links did nothing at all at the start of the game. I followed it up with a quick Spire, with a 3-minute lair, and a very fast Spire. The Mutalisks also managed to do 0 damage, because he scouted everything perfectly. He had Liberators in place, he had turrets in place, everything was well played by him at that point. My third was a little bit late, still earlier than his third, the same as my natural. My natural was a little bit late because I didn't go hedge first, but it was still faster than his natural. I then followed it up with pure Roach Ravager with +2/+2 upgrades. He also never managed to get +3/+3, I'm not sure why, but maybe a mistake on his side. My core army was Roach Ravager, with a couple of Corruptors mixed in to deal with Medivacs and Liberators. Anyways, I hope you liked this analysis. Feel free to criticize me, tell me what I did wrong, tell me what I could have done better. Not really about the game, but mostly about the way I analyzed this game. Tell me what you want to hear. I'm thankful for all feedback. And thanks for subscribing, and see you another time.